Hey, it's me, Shane, Gemini Garage, and yeah, we're back today with the Zaar pressure washer, and man, that thing, if you don't know, or if you do, last month I was doing a pressure washer review slash overview on this Zaar pressure washer, not even mine actually. And it was giving me a little bit of trouble here and there, and kind of some quality control issues, and there were some things about it I didn't like, and then in the last scene it just completely quit. So I think the pump seized up or something, but I took it apart and it just died. So I decided to try and make lemonade out of lemons and just salvage it and see if I could find a deal on another pump. And to replace the pump that's on there with the identical pump's about 60 bucks. So I could have just done that. But then I saw this pump here. And this pump was $111. And so it was twice as much as the original pump. But man, this is a nice heavy duty pump. This thing is 10 times. I mean, you can tell. But this thing is 10 times the pump of the one that come on there. So I'm really happy about that. Sucks to have to spend another $100 or so on a new pump for, you know, a brand new pressure washer. But if I'm kind of doing an upgrade and doing it this way, buying the pump and then already having the engine, that would be cheaper, I believe, than buying a pressure washer that already had this pump on there, because this is a pretty nice pump. So, and since this whole ordeal's been kind of a pain in the butt and just sort of whatever, I decided to kind of had enough problems with everything to begin with. I thought I'd upgrade it a little bit further and got a quick disconnect kit and a PSI gauge, so just some little extras to try and make this thing as nice as possible, being that it's been a little bit on the flawed side, understatement. So with that, I'm going to take the pump off and put this one on and do all that. I'm going to resituate all this and show you how the old pump's on there, and just kind of do a real quick overview on that pressure washer before we rip it apart. And yeah, kind of excited to get this on there. That's a nice pump, so stick with me. Okay, so just a real quick recap here. This is a 6.5 horsepower, rated at 3950 PSI. Of course, that's probably with the pump screaming its guts out and using the pinpoint nozzle. Some of the things that were a little bit of a pet peeve for me, and I kind of had a problem with, the way this thing goes together. It's got these, you push the button and just slide the tube in there, and that seems like a convenient way to put it together, but it's just another joint. And they did the same thing with the axles. The axle slides into a tube and the little thing pops. I show all that in the review video. But because the axle, the way it goes in there like that, and this, it just kind of shakes, rattles, and rolls a lot more, unfortunately. So that's kind of a, you know, not much you can do about that, regardless of how well it runs. But just kind of a recap there on. That was one of the major things that seemed to be kind of, and everything on it was just, you know, the hose is cheap and the, you know, everything on it's a little bit chintzy. But yeah, like I said, it was $279. I guess it'll be closer to $350 by the time it's all said and done with putting the new pump and whatever else on there. But as long as this engine holds up, it should be okay with that pump on there. That other pump is a much nicer one than this one. Just to kind of show you here, as the gas runs out and runs all over the place. Problem child. This pump here is a substantially higher quality pump than this one here. So, like I said, I'm kind of excited about putting this thing on there. So, this even has the adjustable pressure thing on here and everything. So, good deal. Take my hose attachment off here real quick. Still not a bad idea to have another hose attachment, just because even the other one's got a place to screw the hose on, but just nice to take the stress off of this area here by having a separate hose that you screw your garden hose off. Alright, I'll come over here and undo this here. Okay, and then we've got 4 12mm bolts. And the other pump came with 4 Allen-headed bolts, so I guess you can use probably whichever ones you want. Unless that other pump somehow needs you to access use an Allen, you might need to use an Allen wrench and use the Allen bolt for some reason. But okay, now all you need to do is just support it and slide it off. Don't forget there's a key in there, a keyway with a little woodruff key on it. This may be upside down or on the side and falling out, but there's your key right there. Don't want to lose this. That's what holds it all together. And I believe this was the 3/4 inch shaft. So that's the big thing, is how many horsepower and the shaft size for these pumps. That other pump was rated for like I think a 6.5 to 8 horsepower pump, and it was rated at 3/4 shaft. So that's one I got. Go grab it real quick. The easiest way is to put something in here and try to turn this shaft and to get them to line up, but it's going to be stubborn, so. Oh my. Okay, well the shaft on that motor's too big for some strange reason. So, for whatever screwed up reason, the shaft size is a little bit too big for that pump, for the new one. I don't know how, I don't know if they make that many different shaft sizes for these. This one here, the new pump, if you put your finger down in there, you can feel it's a little larger down in there, but then it kind of tapers. It's got a little bit of a shelf and then it comes up. If that wasn't there, it would slide over this, because it is close. Very close. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if they make a couple of shaft sizes that are that close together or not. I don't know if that one is maybe that one on the right, if that's maybe not as big as it's supposed to be or what. Okay, so as if this has not been enough of a pain in the ass, this whole little project here. So this diameter is too small for the shaft, and the thing that's so astonishing about the whole thing is I took this pump off before and I measured that shaft before I ordered this pump, because I know there's different sizes. You've got, pretty much for smaller gas engines like that, you're pretty much going to have, either a 1/2 inch, 5/8, 3/4, 7/8, and then 1 inch, And that shaft measured, and I measured it. The shaft measures about 775 thousandths. So I figured, okay, that's going to be, the 3/4, right? Because there just really isn't anything else that's in between or close to that. So I ordered one that's supposed to be 3/4, and obviously, like I said, this whole diameter here is too small. So I got my little inside telescoping bore gauge thing here and measured these. The shaft is 775. This bore size here is 790 thousandths, and this one here is 750. Almost right on the money at 750. And remember, I told you, if you stick your finger down in here, you feel a little bit of a shelf in there where it's a little bit, if that would continue all the way up, this thing would fit on there. So I don't know if they just didn't finish this thing properly. I'm guessing, because there's no size it would be, it's not a 5/8, and it's not a 1 inch, and it's not a 7/8. So one thing's for sure, I've got what I've got, and I'm going to have to figure out what to do with it. I've got this pump here, and I don't think it's going to be able to be returnable because I've had it too long, and I don't even remember what seller it was, and just lost in all the orders of stuff that I've ordered. So that's I didn't anticipate a problem like this, and so anyway, so I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with this situation. I could probably just order another one of these, but still, that's still another 60 some bucks, and then maybe that one won't fit either, and then I'm back to square one, and I really don't want to spend any more money on it. So I think I'm probably just going to end up maybe shaving just a little bit off of that shaft to get this thing on there, and whatever happens, happens at that point in time. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the drawing board here and just kind of make some final plans on what I'm going to do with this situation here. So stick with me. Okay, and real quick, you've really got to watch the shaft sizes on these things, like I said before, because if you don't get the wrong one, and by not paying attention, the ad could be wrong, or who knows what. All these engine manufacturers made, well, not all of them, but some of them made metric and standard shafts, and I mean, it can get really confusing. Good example, here's a brand new Honda engine. 3/4 inch shaft by 2 inch shaft, right? 3/4 by 2 inch. That's what it says in the headline there, or in the ad description, but if you scroll down, you'll see right here, shaft length 2 inches, shaft diameter metric 20 millimeter. You don't want a 20 millimeter if you've got a 3/4 inch. You want the 19.05 millimeter shaft, or 3/4 inch, which should be around 748 thousandths wise. But again, I just wanted to show you that even if you're paying attention, you could still accidentally wind up with the wrong engine or the wrong pump. So once again, pay attention. Okay, so after mulling it over a little bit, thinking about it, looking at the shaft, realizing it's going to take, and I really need to do a video on time is money, what's your time worth versus how much it costs to fix things or replace things versus if you've got nothing else to do, there's nothing wrong with wasting a lot of time fixing something that doesn't cost very much or whatever. But if you've got any kind of a life where you've got stuff you really need to do, sometimes you need to kind of say, you know what, I could do this and I could do that, but it's just really not worth it, in the grand scheme of things. So sometimes you just have to learn to kind of cut your losses and move on, I guess is what I'm trying to say also. Or farm it out to somebody who does it all the time and can get it done quicker than you can, in your spare time here and there. Because sometimes as a guy, you always want to prove something like, yeah, I could do this, I could fix it. But sometimes it's just, like I said, if you don't have anything else to do, that's fine. But if you've got a lot of other stuff, on the burner to deal with, then sometimes you need to say, you know what, yes, I can do that, but I'm going to just leave this to somebody else, or I'm going to cut my losses and move on with it. So in talking with the people that actually own the pressure washer, and given the fact I know them, and I'll probably be getting a little use out of it here and there, and plus I'm doing a video on all of it, I kind of made a little bit of a deal with them, and we kind of decided that since even if we could turn that shaft down, it's going to take a little bit of time, and then I'm going to have to deal with that key and the keyway probably, and there's time there, and once again, time versus money. And then that platform that thing's on is already a little bit shaky and kind of rickety, and so the whole thing really was just kind of a piece of crap, to be honest. So just decided I'm going to just basically completely can that whole thing. I'm going to keep this nice pump that I got here, and decided to go a different direction, and I'm going to get a different platform, and it's also going to get a different power source. So anyways, didn't work out. I would not recommend buying one of those things, but just in case you do, those are the weak spots on it. It's pretty much everything. And but yeah, I was really thinking of leaning towards just building something for them anyways, and with all this happening now, I've just realized it's just better if you don't have a lot of money to just build your own. So this is going to end the Zaar pressure washer review overview, but it's also going to open up the review on this Maxpeedingrods 6.5 horsepower engine here, and it's also going to segue into the I guess, build your own pressure washer video. So with that, make sure you watch those videos if you're interested, and click the like and subscribe if you think about it, and pay attention to some of these pressure washers, I tell you. So till the next video, Shane, Gemini Garage.